From divine Star of the Light Erini, crystal and indigo guide to the galaxy, Athena. A day of great magnitude, 1111, twin flames, important revelations and realizations. Our greatest and most sacred and magnificent missions are here. We have reached the highest levels of the Ascension process, which is all about the nodes. One by one, we are liberating and restoring all the true organic nodes. I've been writing for many years about how during the changes that the Great Correction is bringing on, many false matches and cooperations would end, and how new ones would form, which would be carrying the true living codes of co-creations for the organic unions and collectives. In the previous years, we had many different levels of tests taking place. This was part of the process, and as the apocalypse began, the tests intensified. Part of these tests is that many beings from the fallen lines, those who cooperated with the Dark Ones, instead of doing their inner work necessary in order to correct themselves and their lines, they chose to match with beings who had not cooperated in order to get access to their living codes and use it for the fallen lines, Ascension, under an urgent need for survival upon the imminent changes. So these detached from source lines wanted to get energy from the lines who kept love active in their heart during the journey in the fallen spiral and still had access to their inner light. In a way this was good, but the thing is that it happened with a veil or a mask, which means there was manipulation, fear, power games, and trickery in it. Instead of saying, I need love, I want to be loved, I want to be accepted by God again, I am tired, they acted with manipulative and hidden tactics. One side had hidden intentions and motives, and the other side was lacking maturity and self-awareness. The test for this first group was to learn to take accountability, cultivate honesty and love and respect, and restore their own connections to Source, an alignment to natural law, without the need to manipulate and feed off other beings as their actions were an insult against God, Goddess. The test for the second group of souls who are completely unsuspecting and in deep oblivion and lack of love and fulfillment while in the fallen matrix was great because they didn't think about the consequences of these kinds of matchings on their own beings and overall health. The consequences have now become very obvious, and they are playing out in many different ways. Because these choices were an insult against the self, these interactions were the catalysts for a tough awakening and more self-awareness for everyone who experienced them. All of the above was allowed because both sides needed the lessons via the exchange. But since the March equinox of 2025, when Nemesis appeared, this has totally changed. These matchings and connections are not receiving any support anymore. Now, why am I mentioning this today? Because during our group's last mission and developments, a great change has taken place, and both the organic feminine and masculine have managed to deliver to each other the organic flows and support as it is given by Source. The holy mountain has opened. Yes, this is at the very, very beginning, but it has taken place, so it will continue being established more and more each day. The darkness of the mind will clear, and things will be seen for what they were. Each being will be called to take a clear position and self-correct anything that has been out of divine organic order. The unleashed mind might have been playing out a lot of stories, true, false, or imaginary, and the big tongue might have been speaking lots of great words, but at the end of the day, only what is true will stand. The who is who will be seen, and people will turn towards their true families, lines, matches, and unions. This has already been anchored since the completion of the jump on May 26, 2025. What had taken place on the galactic level, it was mirrored here on Earth. The shuffling had taken place on purpose and via wicked means, and it was greater than one can imagine. Now that the ghost ship has been removed, all nodes are being liberated one after the other, And of course, this is also taking place within the human body and on the body of Earth. This will soon bring a domino effect like no other. Just during our last group session and mission, we witnessed the switching off of certain inner lights that were emitted by a main artificial crystal, which was copying the organic ruby diamond of the main motherboard, and falsely representing, programming, and using the Divine Feminine's presence on Earth, while feeding the Dark Mother and her son with many powers. This crystal is now dismantled by the Dream Team of Light. These artificial inner information cannot continue existing in the human body, nor Earth, and those who are receiving power from it will lose it. The Galactic Ghost Mothership that was supporting and feeding them has now been removed, and it is detained along with all of its ropes and anchors. Oh yes, it had many anchors, not just one. As all the nodes are now returning back to life, there will be many more artificial lights, doors, architectures, and devices being deactivated in the weeks and months to come. Our October 7th day journey in Greece is a very important part of it. This development will have a great result on the human perception. It is unprecedented. Many situations, choices, and people that once seemed good or ideal matches might turn to be the exact opposite. There is nothing to stop this. These realizations might not always be nice, but some will be very ugly, even disgusting and horrific, but they are necessary for the actual physical awakening, which is just starting its most real phase. The soul lesson: believing in your light and standing up for your values and living essence, even in the midst of the greatest lack, blackmail, manipulation, isolation, and distortion, while keeping the light in the heart alive and not falling for the strategies of the fallen powers is key. Do not sell or compromise yourself, even if everyone else in the society does the same, because this brings a heavy price later and great difficulty to overcome it. Keep honesty alive and keep your faith in the living God, Goddess within you, and your line of light. You are very precious. If you belong in the group of the souls that their lines cooperated with the Dark Ones, you have inner work to do directly with Source. Ask for guidance and refrain from attaching on others or using them. You are just making things more difficult for you. You already have what it takes if you truly decide to correct and restore yourself. This way you will also restore the flows in your line too. Ascension is for all. Everyone is precious in the eyes of true life. No exceptions, as long as the true decision is taken via repentance, respect, and active correction towards the goal of organic restoration. You can do it. So it is. Many men and women under the fallen inner occupations had turned their eyes away from their true own essence, beloveds and families. They even had become their own enemies, blinded by their desire for power, success, and survival that the program was feeding them. The weakness of an inexperienced soul is an indication of separation from Source and its values and virtues. Let them now see the truth. Everything is taking place according to the divine plan. As a deeper revelation is actually beginning now, calmness, breathing, and inner peace and presence are essential. There will be a lot of repentance and redirection in the following weeks and months, as all false hopes, expectations, and goals come crashing down. Please keep on praying and lighting candles in the name of the light of the Kumaras, for the restoration of all the true galactic, earthly, and human nodes back to their living place and organic position and function. Thank you. So it is. We are inside the 5-day window from the 7th to the 12th, when our next group session will take place and our very important mission will continue. The energies will then totally shift. We are now restoring the first 4 levels and liberating one specific node. Witness what is happening in your body and support all of your inner processes with love. The energies will show you where you need to bring awareness, justice, correction, and balance. For those who are still more focused on the external reality, witness what is unfolding in your external environment and how you are being guided to turn more within and attend to your own alterations and corrections. It is okay. You can do it, and the fear will dissolve. Blessings from the light of the Kumaras. Erini, Amalthea Thor, Harzaronia, Alicia, Hunama Anata Kumara, Yellow Galactic Warrior. From CrystalIndigoGalaxy.com.